Up to this point, we have discussed in detail Interchange Plus and tiered pricing. Now we will discuss Enhanced Recover Reduced, also known as ERR. Enhanced Recover Reduced, or ERR, is a pricing model which incorporates aspects of tiered pricing as well as IC+. It is a way to bill merchants for the transactions which are downgraded, but for a lesser amount than what a traditional 3-tier merchant is billed. A merchant incurs a qualified discount rate on every transaction. However, downgraded transactions are also billed an additional percentage based on the difference in interchange between a qualified transaction and a non-qualified transaction, as well as an additional surcharge percentage for processing the non-qualified transaction. This surcharge is considered the ERR rate. Here's an example. A retail merchant keys in a Visa transaction for $50. Since retail merchants are required to swipe their transactions, the keyed-in transaction will now be downgraded to a non-qualified transaction. In this example, the merchant is then billed for 3 different rates: the qualified discount rate, difference in interchange, and the ERR surcharge. For the qualified discount rate, our example will use 1.79%. $50 for the transaction times 1.79% equals 90 cents. Base rate is the base interchange rate based upon the merchant's business type. In this case, it is retail, so the base rate is 1.54% plus 10 cents. This will be important during future calculations. Number 2, the difference in interchange. With ERR, the important thing to remember is the difference in interchange and not the difference in qualified and non-qualified discount rates. A swiped retail transaction qualifies at the interchange category of CPS retail, which is 1.54% plus 10 cents. This keyed-in retail transaction qualifies at the interchange category of electronic interchange reimbursement fee, also known as EIRF, which is 2.3% plus 10 cents. 2.3% plus 10 cents minus 1.54% plus 10 cents equals a 0.76% difference. $50 times 0.76 equals 38 cents. Next, we will go over the ERR surcharge. For this example, we will use 0.1% for the ERR surcharge. So $50 times 0.1% equals 5 cents. The total amount charged for this downgrade transaction will be $1.33. This is taking the 90 cents plus 38 cents plus 5 cents. If this retail merchant would have swiped the transaction instead of keying it in, they would have only paid the qualified rate of 90 cents. Since it was downgraded, the additional fees apply. On merchant statements, it is difficult to determine what the merchant is actually paying on this type of pricing structure. Here's what it looks like on the statement. The qualified discount rate will appear as Disc 1, which is equal to 90 cents. The difference in interchange and the ERR surcharge are combined and will appear as non-qualified interchange fees. That's the 38 cents plus the 5 cents, which equals 43 cents. To recap, ERR basically takes the downgraded transaction and bills them at an additional rate above the qualified transaction rate. To be considered a downgrade, this transaction was not processed with all of the required transaction elements and is therefore charged at a rate higher than the qualified discount rate. Processors can route the different interchange categories to different downgrade levels at their discretion, based on card or transaction type. For processing each non-qualified transaction, the merchant will be charged the qualified discount rate, an additional percentage to recover the non-qualified transaction fees billed on the processor by Visa, MasterCard, and Discover, and the enhanced recovery rate as indicated on the merchant application. Below is another example of how ERR looks on a merchant statement. Notice for each card type there is a Disc 1 line in yellow. Here it is showing the qualified discount rate the merchant is charged for all qualified transactions. Please note, there is a different rate for offline debit than normal credit cards, which is normal for ERR. In green, you can see the non-qualified interchange fee. Notice there is no dollar amount or transactions indicated, just the total fees charged. This pricing method makes it difficult for sales consultants to quote the merchant a lower price because it is difficult to determine what fees make up the dollar amount. Processors using ERR pricing often have low attrition rate, as it is challenging for competitors to determine what pricing to offer in order to lower the rates. Redfin does have the ability to set merchants up on this pricing method if requested. This ends the chapter on ERR. Please complete the quiz, and once a passing grade is earned, move forward to the next lesson.